It's Brook Lopez, and it's Ellington in at the 2 spot. Now here's Anthony. He's coming off a 13-point game against Philadelphia.
And he also was a table setter in that game, Kevin. Just an amazing job with his passing. Just a joy to watch that one.
Lopez, he's checked in for the Knicks. And a change for the Nets. Young's checked in for Reed. It's stolen by Johnson. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. And it's Lopez at the elbow. And Galloway pulls it down.
Well, if this game comes down to the rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
They've had a strong game on that front, Clark. No doubt about it.
Anthony up on top. Kicks to Calderon. There's the 3. Anthony's shot is off.
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him, but with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
And getting back to Carmelo last year, that team really became devoid of talent. In some games, Greg, in games that he played, he seemed like their only scoring option.
You know, we talk about needing a big 3 to compete for a championship, and for over half the season last year, Knicks basically had a big half. I mean, because Carmelo missed that half, and when the deck is stacked against you like that, sometimes it's better to fold your cards and live to play another day, and that's really what Carmelo did.
Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Porzingis. And here's Calderon. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Philadelphia. Anthony down low. Johnson's there. Back to Anthony. A second chance effort. Calderon has the open look. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Calderon's got 5.
And buckets like that have been hard to come by. Not the most exciting game. Both sides look way off in terms of their shooting.
And, Greg, you know how it is. Sometimes it only takes 1 or 2 baskets to get things going. Maybe we're getting ready to pump a little life into this one.
Not much to complain about for Brooklyn fans with the Nets' road play last year. Looked pretty much the same as they did at home.
And, Kevin, that can cut both ways. I mean, the Nets were 19-22 on the road. Exactly the same record they had at Barclays.
And for the Nets, on the road, they did have some differences. As a team, they shot better on the road than at home by a significant margin.
The Knicks making a switch here. Aflalo's checked in.
You know, overall, the Nets had the same road record as they did at home. I mean, but late last year, they were the only team with more road wins than home wins. That was the case until their final game of the season, actually.
Guys, 7 times the lead has changed hands here now.
And we still aren't halfway through this contest yet.
Yeah, and that number should easily top double figures before it's over.
Here's Sloan. Lopez a screen for 3, Ellington. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And here we go. Fast break. Calderon's got it. And it's Anthony again missing.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
And Young kicks to Lopez. Lopez with the block. Now here's Calderon. 5 points in the game. Outside Anthony. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. He scores the basket. That's field goal number 3 for him. Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
Robinson's checked in for Brooklyn. Young, a screen on Calderon. Passes to Ellington. Knocked away. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last.
And let's check out some stats for Calderon. His last 10 games, putting up about 10 points a night, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
And guys, they're finally getting the consistency they wanted to see from him. Look for that to continue. Even though it went down, I don't think that's the kind of look they should be settling for.
Lopez, a screen on Johnson. Lets it go from the wing. And the shot falls short this time.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone. Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
Robinson misses.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
New York moving it around. And O'Quinn kicks to Calderon. The drive by Lopez. The shot's good on the assist by Calderon. Calderon's got 4 assists in the game. Nets trail by 5. Here's Sloan. Now the feed to Johnson. That is good. Johnson's got 4 points this quarter.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
The drive by Anthony. The 15-footer. Good. Anthony's got the lead up to 5 now for New York.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
Well, I know last year the Knicks seemed to me to be very passive offensively, and that can sometimes be the case when you're trying to learn the triangle offense, but they never seem to attack the rim at all.
McCullough's checked in for Brooklyn. Brown comes in for Wayne Ellington. Now, here is Robinson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. There's a screen by Robinson. 5 on the clock. Sloan dishes to Young. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Greg, as you mentioned, the Knicks very shy at going to the rim last year. Really could have used that dynamic among a lot of things to their game.
Yeah, and no doubt about it. I mean, think about this. The Knicks were last in the league in drives per game as a team. And so they struggled shooting. When they did attack the rim, only 42%. So those areas have to improve if this team wants to become competitive.
Derek Williams checked in for New York. Thomas comes in for Carmelo Anthony. Bargnani is checked in for the Nets. Larkin comes in for Donald Sloan. And Jose Calderon gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Bogdanovich is checked in for Brooklyn. To the middle, deflects the pass. Now Calderon. He's got 8. Pass to O'Quinn, and Bargnani sends it back. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. And there's the foul. It's on Aaron Aflalo. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Here's Larkin. He dishes it to Bargnani. Fires at the elbow. Nice jump shot. Good. Bargnani's got 7 points in the game.
What makes him so special is his high skill level for a big man. He can really contribute in any number of ways.
Williams a screen. Calderon, that's for 2. No good. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Here's Larkin. Here's Bargnani. Uses the glass that time, and it's good. He's got 9. The Knicks leading by 4. Calderon passes to Aflalo. Back to Calderon. Here's O'Quinn, and the Knicks miss again.
And you really thought that was going to be a gimme, but unable to convert.
Yeah, and a little self-talk, angry self-talk for himself after that miss.
Here's Larkin. There's the screen. Lets the 3 fly. No good.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
A different look for New York. Kevin Serafin is checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Jose Calderon. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Reed's checked in. And so here is New York. They lead by 4 at the top of the key of Flalo. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. 8 points for Aaron Aflalo.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Here's Bogdanovich. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Larkin. No good with the triple.
And you guys, he was once considered a tweener, but now I think Derrick Williams has kind of settled in to that 4 position. Seems to be the best position fit for him at this stage of his career.
Here's Galloway, just 5 to shoot. From 11 feet away, and the Knicks good for 2.
Well, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
Now, here is Bargnani. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Phoenix.
Yeah, but I like how he defended as well. You know, he got a couple blocks in that game and just an all-around great effort.
Last year, Williams did find a nice niche playing the 4. Still, his minutes and numbers, Clark, remain low.
Well, it's unfair because he was drafted so high, top 5 when he came out, and I don't think he'll ever live up to that draft position. The highlight dunks are great, but he's got to find other ways to continue to grow. They've been the glass eaters today, guys. A ton of effort out of them down low.
It's been a difference maker for them in this game. That's what's put them in front.
That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
You just cannot allow the offense to have that quality of a look each and every possession.
A nice shot by Reed.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Galloway kicks to Aflalo. Inside. And taken away by Brown. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Here's Galloway. Feeds it to Seraphin. Can't cash in from close range.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
And so that's the end of the first half. Knicks lead by 7. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Jose, I saw you speaking with Coach. How did he critique the team's performance during the first half, and what did he tell you guys to change as that second quarter progressed?
Well, it was just like kind of like no effort, like just soft, going soft to the basket, going soft to grab the ball. So we just got to, just grab that ball, attack the basket, and that's all. That's what we did. We started attacking the basket. We started being a little bit more aggressive. That was all. It was good plays, but just too soft.
You certainly played with authority, Jose. Thanks for the time. Gentlemen?
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. Some good action during the period, as it was just a one-point game at the end of one. In the second quarter, we began to see what they're capable of when everything starts clicking, as they pulled out to a 7-point lead by the end of the half. Hey, big fella, what's your take on New York so far?
The three-point shot was their best friend. I agree with the strategy. When it's working, take advantage of it. I don't really like it. Live by the jumper, die by the jumper. But tonight, they're living, and they're living good, baby.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Brooklyn?
Well, the differential in rebounding was huge. And it goes back to the fundamentals, blocking out and just maintaining position. Instead, they went to the lazy man's route, flying in the air, trying to steal rebounds. Well, that didn't work. No.
And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway.